Good morning, grade 7. A happy new year to everyone. This is our third quarter and I hope you enjoy it. So, before I proceed to the discussion that I will going to discuss this day, I just want to welcome you to another new year for our third quarter. These are the things that we're going to discuss in our third quarter. It's all about force, motion, and energy. So first we have the scalar and vector, distance, speed, and acceleration, wave, sound, characteristic of sound, physical sound, light, characteristic of light, conduction and convection, heat transfer, radiation, electric charge, charging process. That's all the things that we're going to discuss in our third quarter. First, we have the scalar and the vector. This is only in introduction about scalar and the vector. So at the end of the lesson, you should be able to differentiate between scalar and vector quantities, identify whether the quantities is scalar quantities or a vector quantity, and give example of scalar and a vector quantities. So some of the quantities in physics require direction, while there are also some quantities that do not. Those quantities that requires both magnitude and direction for a complete description are referred to as vector quantities. Again, that is for vector quantities. Example of vector quantities include displacement, no? Displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, and impulse. You will learn a lot of these quantities as you go through your science lesson. On our contrary, those quantities that do not require direction and can be described magnitude only, numerical value are called scalar quantity. That is for scalar. Okay. Example of scalar quantities include times, mass, distance, length, speed, temperature, area, volume, and density. So someone wants to find out the shorter distance from his house to school. This quantity being measured is displacement. Displacement is quantity that requires both magnitude and the direction. So that is vector. Okay. Joel wants to know how fast the airplanes move to the and to where it is held. The quantity being measured is velocity. Velocity is quantity that requires both magnitude and direction. So Peter wants to measure the area of his table. Area lang yun ng table. So wala siyang direction. Okay? So the quantity being measured is area, and area is scalar quantity. Tricia wants to know how long it will take for her to finish her assignments in science. The quantity is being measured is time. Time is a scalar quantity. Okay? Next, Carol wants to find out the length of her hair. The quantity hair measured is length. Length is a scalar quantity. Okay, Stephanie wants to measure the body temperature of her younger sister. The quantity being measured is temperature. Temperature is a scalar quantity. So, more elaboration. So, aircraft navigation. In aircraft navigation, we have the controller, no, at the front, as you can see in a picture, recording controller. The movement on an aircraft from one place to another are some of the basic principles involved in aircraft navigation. Also, for successful aircraft navigation involves pointing an aircraft from one position to another without getting lost, without breaking the laws applying to aircraft, and without endangering the safety of both those on board and on the ground. Hence, constant awareness of the position or magnitude and the direction of all the quantities involved in navigation are very critical for air pilots. So, physics is in need. A mathematical science, okay? A mathematical science, quantities can be categorized as either a scalar or a vector quantity. As an extension, you may click video link below or copy the link so that you can watch the video about this more video about the scalar and vector quantity. So, a question to consider. For a scalar quantity, only the magnitude matter. Conversely, for a vector quantity, both magnitude and direction matters. How would you apply this simple concept in taking steps to achieve your dreams and goals in your life? That is my question for you. Okay? And that question you may answer in your own idea and on yourself because that is for you. And that is for today. I hope uh, I hope you learned from me. I hope you gain knowledge from me. And that's it for today. God bless you and a happy new year again.